So we finally got Season 1, Episode 1 of The Walking Dead World Beyond. Now this review is 2 days late. My intention was to get it out by Tuesday, but I just didn't get it out. But for future preferences, The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 1 will be dropping every Friday on Amazon Prime. As far as I know, that's how it's going to be working. So if that is the case, I'll be getting my review out every Saturday. So if you want to hear my thoughts on every single episode of the first season of World Beyond, make sure you click on the subscribe button so you can go back every single Saturday and see my review of that episode. But for Season 1, Episode 1, titled Brave, this is going to be a full in-depth review. So if you haven't seen it, there's going to be full spoilers in this review. So if you haven't seen the episode and you don't want to get anything spoiled for you, do not watch this review. Okay, so since this is episode 1, we've got a shit ton of new characters to talk about. First up is our two pretty much main leads, two female characters, Iris and Hope, who are sisters. Hope I'm actually a fan of. I like Hope. I like how she's more of a rebellious character. I just enjoyed her on screen. Iris, for one, I just really didn't like her. I found her to be really bland, really boring, and just very boring. I can't think of anything else to describe her. It's just boring. Every time she was talking, every time she was just, whatever she was talking about, I just had no interest in hearing her talk. And I feel like if anyone in The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead hear her complain about what she was complaining about, they just tell her to shut up, because what she was giving out about was just ridiculous to be giving out about in a zombie apocalypse, and I just really did not enjoy her character. Other characters though, we do have Eldon, who he's kind of our more male lead, and we got another guy named CS, I think his name was. Those two, CS in particular, he's a very kind of standoffish character, very quiet. I like him though. I do enjoy his. We didn't really get a lot of him. I'm excited to see more of him because I feel like what they're going to go through, he's going to open up a lot more, and he's going to become a more prominent, more active character, and I kind of want to see what's going to happen there. Elton, for one, I think he's very unique and very interesting. The fact that he was young, he was Carl's age when the apocalypse happened, and he lost his mother at the start, and a lot of it, I just think what he's going through, well, not going through, but I just think his story just seems so interesting. The fact that he wears the suit because he knows walkers can't buy into it, I just think all that works well with that character, and I'm excited to see what happens with him. We also have this police officer named Felix, who, yeah, he was alright. Nothing really cool, nothing great, nothing really to talk about for him because we don't really get an awful lot with him. But the main one I do want to talk about is this woman named Elizabeth, who is a high-ranking member of the CRM, which is where Rick Grimes is. Her character really makes me fear for Rick, even though I know he's probably fine. I don't know what scenario Rick is in, but just to see what she's like, what this community that she is from is like, just really makes me fear what is happening to Rick, because they are lying to our community, our community we're in now, which they call the I think it was the academy they called it, or the campus colony. I don't know exactly what it was, but her character, I find her to be really intriguing, and I am excited to see what happens with her and just get more information on the CRM. But this story pretty much takes place in this campus colony. Main story is Iris and Hope's dad has been taken away. Well, not taken away, he's gone off to help develop a cure. They stay back here and they've got a message from him saying that his safety is not secured. He doesn't know if he's going to be safe, so they're debating whether or not they should go. While at the time, Iris is panicking about being able to write a speech to welcome the CRM into the community. And I thought that was all okay. To be honest, I thought the first half of this episode was really boring. Getting introduced to our characters, learning who everyone is. Like, actually, our first introduction to Iris, I was like, oh my god, this woman is just ridiculous. Reminds me of a bit of Deanna, but I found Deanna to be a likable character because she kind of had a bit of a wit to her. She was funny in elements, and she wasn't overly serious. Where I just find Iris to be ridiculously serious all the time. I just really didn't like her character in this first episode. But anyways, they do decide, okay, we are going to have to go out and find our dad, which I think what is going to happen in later episodes sounds very intriguing. But this episode alone, there really isn't that much to talk about within this episode because not an awful amount happens. It is the first episode of the season, and we only have 19 episodes left, and then that's the entire series done. and this episode is setting up an awful amount that has to be set up. We're getting introduced to all these characters, which needs to be done. But other than that, an awful amount, nothing really happens. Iris gives her speech, and she's about to give her speech, and then she kind of quickly decides not to give her speech, and then really shits on the CRM, really screwing everyone over. Her doing that, just shitting on the CRM, just saying that she does not trust them, led to 9,000 people, which I was kind of surprised to hear this community had 9,000 people, because it didn't look like 9,000 people. But all 9,000 of those people were killed because she decided to diss the CRM, and then the CRM decides, okay, she's making these people not trust us, we gotta kill them, right? So they end up killing them all, which I was really shocked by. I was really not expecting to see that whatsoever. So now the campus colony is dead, even though we only seen it for literally an episode. The whole place has been wiped out except for our 4 main characters plus Felix, and then some other cop who it is. I can't remember exactly what her name was, but they're the only survivors now from the campus colony, which I don't really mind. I kind of found the campus colony to be a bit ridiculous, really stupid, did not enjoy it. Looking at other communities like Alexandria, like Hilltop, even the kingdom when it was around, these communities, they felt actually lived in. And I know it's because we spent multiple seasons there, but I always felt like they were actual lived in places. But this place literally just felt like a set and really did not work for me. Like, our main character Hope gets arrested during this episode because she brews alcohol. I think that's illegal apparently. I think if they did that in the Alexandria, everyone would be happy to have alcohol, but in this one she gets arrested because it was illegal. All that, but I just kind of found that to be a bit boring. The fact that I understand that it is showing that the world has sort of come back for these people, but I just didn't really care. I did not like this community. The episode, well, more so the whole drama of this episode reminded me very much of the CW kind of TV shows. Not to diss on them, but I'm just not really a fan of them because there's so much melodrama in those episodes. Like The Flash, I used to love The Flash, but then I got so bogged down with all the melodrama, I just had to stop. Same with shows like the Riverdale. I've seen one episode, I just thought the drama was way too much, so I never continued with that. And this season here, or this show so far, reminds me very much of those CW shows because there's just so much melodrama. Everything, they all got tension about unnecessary stuff. Everything is just so dramatic, and I just really did not enjoy all those elements to it. Overall, the episode, I found it to be massively disappointed. I was really expecting something good from this, and I honestly was just disappointed. Honestly, if this was not a Walking Dead show, I would not continue. Like, if this was not setting up the Walking Dead CRM universe, if this was not setting up some Rick Grimes stuff, I would not continue. Besides the Hope character, besides the Elizabeth and Elton characters, oh, and the Silas, I think his name was, I don't care. Well, the only other person left is Iris, but I just don't really care. I don't care about their journey. Besides seeing more of the CRM, I just really don't care to go along with this journey. So honestly, if this was not a Walking Dead show, I probably would not continue it. So I'm really hoping episode 2 turns me around. Cause honestly, when this episode ended and I seen them actually going out into the world, it's like, oh yeah, awesome, brilliant. This is what I want to see. I don't want to see in a community. So if they can turn this around, and outside of this community, they are really good. You see them develop because like they're all the first seeder, first walker, and they're all pretty afraid of what to do. Iris in particular. I know I keep dissing on Iris, but it's just what is happening. But yeah, they're all kind of scared when they first seen a walker. So when they kind of experience more and end up going through a little bit more, maybe I'll enjoy the next couple of episodes. I'm really hoping I do, because I do want to enjoy this show. I hope it is good, but so far from the first episode, I just don't really have any interest. But they did set up some great stuff to see what is going to happen. Of course, we find out they reveal that Iris and Hope's mom was shot and killed at the start of the apocalypse. So at this time, I was assuming Hope was 6-7 years old. She then picked up the gun and shot the woman to death who killed her mother. Then it was revealed that that woman who Hope shot was then Elton's mom. So I'm assuming there's going to be a good bit of tension in and around episode 8 or 9 to set up the season finale for this, because I'm assuming there's going to have to be some tension, because otherwise why would they set that up? But I just think it's setting up a good season. But overall, episode 1 of Walking Dead World Beyond was massively disappointing. If you want to compare it to Walking Dead Days Gone By, or even the pilot of Fear the Walking Dead, which I don't really remember, but Walking Dead Days Gone By was a fantastic episode. It's probably in my top 10 favorite Walking Dead episodes of all time. And the fact that this episode I thought was really bad, really boring, I could not get into this episode whatsoever. So please God, hopefully episode 2, 3, 4 and so on and so forth is a lot better, because of what I've seen so far, I'm not really a fan of the show. I've actually checked as well. The Rotten Tomato score so far is 35%, which is not surprising because, as I said, this is a very boring show so far, but hopefully it does get better. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on episode 1 in the comment section down below. Click the subscribe button as well so you can come back next week, or not this at this stage, Saturday, if you want to see my review of episode 2 when that drops. And as always, thanks for watching.